Hello and welcome back to my channel. So thank you very much for joining me again. And if you didn't see the last video, I just said in there obviously why you're going to be seeing me in my kitchen over the next couple of videos, probably till after Christmas. It's just that I am storing a lot of stuff in my cabin now because I am in the position where I can use a room within my house as the new setup for me. So after Christmas sometime in a couple of months, I should be able to start transitioning and moving up into one of my spare bedrooms, and then we'll be able to do all the videos from there. So you'll be able to get better content. I'll be able to have a better setup for you, so you'll be able to see everything a lot better. You'll be able to see the whole collection I've got, because I think at the minute when I do it in the camera you just see like a section behind me and you don't get to see everything I've got. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to change the way I do my channel. And I'm going to try and give back to everybody out there that subscribes and takes a keen interest into my channel, and comments and likes, and that I communicate with. And there's a lot of you that do so at the minute, so a big thank you to those. You know who you are, so thank you very much. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a reward system, and I'll go through that when I set up in my room upstairs and go through there. So that way I don't do anything where you've got to pay to subscribe to get an extra icon. I don't particularly want to do that. Nothing wrong with it, all those out there that do that, but I just don't want to do that system. So I just want to see if I can reward people that are commenting on my channel frequently and that I have a rapport with, and that do the same on my TikTok and the Instagram that way. So I'd like to give something back. So I'll explain all that when I get into it and I've sorted out upstairs and moved in, but it's going to be a massive change, look completely different. But today we're going to do an update. I've got a couple of enclosures down there. So I've got two there that are the same and two there that are the same. If any of you watched the previous videos I did on those, you may recognise them. So just ignore the pineapple and other bits and pieces I got in the kitchen. But we're going to do just two updates. So I thought I'd show you them and see how far across we've come with those. So let me just show you what I'm going to do the video with today. So in there, I think you can see, it is the Chromatopelma Cyaneopubescens, the green bottle blue, and this one is the male, and that's smaller than the female. But what I'll do is I'll show you the footage of when I first got it, so we can see the size of them there, because I've got them as a pair to what they've done now. So I'll quickly show you that. So this is the previous footage from all those months ago, and you can see he's grown on quite well. He's probably another half size bigger, but he's just got thicker and put on some body mass, which is absolutely brilliant. And you can see the enclosure there. He's not really changed anything in it either. He's just webbed over the whole amount. But it's quite amazing just to see how small his abdomen is there to what I've done over the time I've had him. So let's check the female's enclosure. And this is when I've got the female and introduced her in. Give her a little tap out look. And you can see as well, she's still young juvenile, so she's over doubled in size. I know you didn't get a good chance to look at her, but she is quite big now. Abdomen's quite huge, but look at the enclosure as it was to now covered in web. So let's get back to the video. Right, so that's when we first got them. So now let's have a look at them now and see how well they've settled in and see what changes they've done, and potentially see if we can feed them. But they are quite skittish, the female especially. So once I've moved her in here, she may not feed. She takes a while to reset, but we'll have a look and let's get into that one. Right, so this is my male. So you've seen how the size of them when I first got them, and how well they settled in. So this is like twice a week I'll probably do this, come in, fill up the water dish. And this one you do see drink quite frequently actually. I think I see this drink nearly every time I come into my cabin and try and feed it. But what I'm trying to do is obviously not feed this one too much, slow it down so that when you see the female, I get her up. Because I've got these as a pair, I want to pair this on with the female. Obviously sometimes that doesn't happen and the male matures before the female, but I'm trying to keep this one slow. So what I do is when he molts, as you can see there's another molt there, I fatten him up quickly. And then when it goes past a few months, I slow down feeding, so then he's still got a good sized abdomen, but it doesn't force him into that next molt. So that's what I'm trying to do with him at the minute. So he's kind of skittish, but he's also quite bold. He likes to come out and have a little explore, and then he just quickly darts off. So take this lid off, he'll more than likely run back through there, but sometimes he does come out. So if I can do it slow enough, he's got his leg on the glass. Oh, he might be in one of his bold moves today. Look at that colour, and he's a good size. Because I've had a male mature out this size, slightly smaller. Right, and I'm going to water it, and I'm also going to try and get the bolus from his old remains of food down that side. I'll show you in a second, but I think what you'll probably want to see is if I can feed him. So this will probably be the last time I feed him for a good few months. See if I can get it to take just here. Oh, look at that, look. Brilliant eyesight from them. Look at the coloration though. You can definitely see the green of the carapace, the bumblebee pattern on the abdomen, and then the bluish, almost turquoise legs. Wow, look at that. See the eyes? I told you he's sometimes bold, this one. For a male, all other males I've had have been extremely skittish. They just dart off. Any slight knock of the eclosure, when I'm putting water in or misting, they dart off. But as you can see, that's an adult dubia roach. And he is a good size. He can definitely grow a bit more than this. So I'm trying to keep him nice and slow, but just look at the colour of it. And I find that if I do knock the enclosure and it's open and he startles, I don't put him away. I stay there with him so he gets used to my presence. And I think that this might make him a bit more relaxed because I'm so close to him now, as you can tell. And not a response from him. Normally he would run off, especially when he's eaten. See if I can get closer on his eyes, look. Look at that, there we go. Need to get the remains of that molt up behind. But just look at it, it just looks like it's been painted. It's absolutely stunning. You can see on the camera there, I think it shows blue and goes like purplish sort of colour on the legs. But yeah, can't see no fangs, I don't think. Oh, here we go, I can see a fang. But what a way to go. What a good picture. And this one, he has like a specific eating chamber. Once the roach, because it's a large roach, once it slows down and stops struggling so much, he'll then move off through that chamber you see there. And he always takes it to the exact same place. The female does the same as well. I'll show you her in a second. And they're both the same, I've noticed. They've got one corner, they put all their waste. And it's just, they're very tidy. Green bottle blues are very, very tidy tarantulas. But absolutely stunning. Look at it, you just come up over the top and you see that green with like gold going through it. It's just so gorgeous. There we go. And almost like the yellow colours of the hairs, it's just absolutely stunning. They're in such good condition. I constantly check all my tarantulas and enclosures for mites because it does happen from time to time. Especially being outside in a cabin, you can get mites and stuff like that, but I'm on top of it. I have had them come in, but not in any of my enclosures, and I keep it very, very clean and secure. So it's always good to get in close with a camera and just check over your tarantulas just to make sure that they are in real good condition. And I think you can see that, oh, I just breathed on him. He's almost got like pink toes as well. He's getting ready to go down his chamber, like I said. So he's got a good sized abdomen. So I'm not going to be feeding him now for a while because the female is only slightly bigger. What he's doing there is he's trying to unstick the roach from the web because he's getting ready to move down in that chamber. I don't think I can actually get the boluses, they're down that separate chamber all the way at the back. You can see a part of a roach, like a wing hanging out. So I don't want to destroy the web. So I think I'm just going to leave it. Here we go, look. Exactly like I said. Pulls it up, shows you the booty. And then eventually he'll move back in there. He's actually a lot larger than his chamber, like the tunnels, but he pulls his legs into himself. It's quite interesting seeing what he's doing. He's also webbing at the same time, if you can see there. Whether that's to, I don't think that's to web up the prey item. I think that's just where he's webbing to secure himself, because he's not wrapping it around it. Because he normally just grabs, runs off and just starts munching and then literally just throws out the waste. It would have been lovely if they threw out the waste right at the front, because then I could just pick it out. I've had one tarantula before do that. I think it was a king baboon. Always at the front. It was just brilliant. I could just take the lid off and just pick it up and just get it. But showing you good footage of this one, because normally I get good access to the female, and the male, rare occasion can be bold, but normally runs off. But he's been really, really well behaved today. So I thought I'd get a good chance of seeing this one, just in case the female's not hungry and doesn't want to come out. But come on, seriously, you've got to have a tarantula like this in your collection with the colours. Look at that fang. Yep, straight into the head. Oh, I'm pleased with this footage. The coloration, look, the fangs and the chelicerae. Stunning. Can't wait to get this one up into a bigger enclosure. My new setup is all going to be lit up, all on shelves, going to look absolutely gorgeous, and just going to have them all out there in the front so you could just see any requests. It's just going to be so much better. But I just appreciate you guys being patient with me, obviously doing this in the kitchen. It's not ideal. You don't particularly want to see my pineapples and other bits and pieces I got on the counter, but look at this. You can't see nothing other than my spider. And I was gonna get that mole out behind, but I can't do that now. He's having a good little battle with it. This roach isn't dying as quick as what I thought it would. I mean, the venom on this is not that strong. I mean, to them it probably is, but to us it isn't. But because it's a big sized roach, he won't attempt to go back into his chamber until he's got it stop moving, basically, because it damages the web. And you all know that feed with these dubia roaches, they're actually quite strong. You get them to touch the web and you pull it off, they'll literally remove all the web with them. So it's like he knows, he's aware. When I give him Mario worms, he'll do the same. He'll bite it and just stand still, raise up very, very high until they stop wriggling, and then he just goes boom, straight into his tunnel. But if we have a look back at his enclosure, look, you remember it's still the same as what I did, what I just showed you in the beginning. He's just webbed over everything. And what he's done, if I show you, sorry about shaking, is he'll come up and around here and he'll sit up here sometimes. And he's got a chamber that goes down the back, but that is his main chamber, which is all inside there. Sometimes he sits on the top, sometimes he goes over there. That's his bin at the back. But he's always out, to the point, him and his future wife, I'll show you in a second, when I go in, they come out. And when I water their bowls, they come to me as well, which is really, really good. So they're not scared of me at all. See if I can just get in with some water. You see what I'm saying? I think he's getting ready to go back down. The roach has stopped moving. It's been a couple of minutes, look, so it's been over a good 5 minutes. Oh, it's been longer than that. So he's just trying to position himself in. So I would have put some water in the water dish, but if he's going to move, then I'll clear that debris out. He's trying to position himself. Look. Yeah, I think the roach is dead. It's still moving its head, but none of its legs are moving. Because I've seen sometimes where I fed a couple of my tarantulas and then they've just gone off the roach and left it. So I've removed it. And they twitch, and I've seen them on my desk twitching for 20 minutes, but it's dead. It will not turn over, it will not walk, it will not do anything, it just twitches. So whether that's a product of the venom, because if he was to let this roach go now, there's no way this roach is coming back. It's not walking around, it's completely dead. So I think what he's doing now is he's doing a happy dance. So he's repairing the web on the floor. You can see his spinnerets in action. Like, he's giving me real good viewing today. And he is a bit of a hair kicker, as you can see, look. Sometimes he gets a bit stressed when I come in and he just kicks some hair, but today he's really welcoming. Nearly put his foot on my finger there. And look at that coloration. He's really, really happy. Oh, you can see like the rainbow colour in the web then. Oh, is he getting ready to go? Or have I spooked him? This is what I love when you give them a big item. They stand tall. If you see his legs, he's literally pushing them and standing tall, clearing the roach from the actual web so they don't damage none of it. I just want to get in and clean out his water dish as well, but I don't want to put it in yet. I don't want to spook him. Oh, he's gone up top. It's like he knows he can't go through his door of his chamber, so he's like, nah, go around the back. He's left the back door open. And he's a good size for a male. But if you are doing that yourselves and you've got a male and female pair, that is a good tip. So as soon as they've molted, feed them as much as they take, just to get a good size abdomen, and then leave them be. And let them use their abdomen to shrink so it delays them from maturing too quick. And you can try and keep them in line with the female, because the female's not near, you'll see in a minute, she's nowhere near ready to breed. But I really want to keep this male. He's so good. He's just, I love interacting with him, so I really want to be able to pair with him successfully. Because I've seen sometimes when I was first started learning with these tarantulas, I fed and I was like doing the males, and I was like once a week, sometimes a bit more. And depending on the size of the prey item, they would always eat, but then they wouldn't stack on enough weight. And then because of the amount of feeding and the energy they use to burn it up, they age a bit quicker. And then you force them into another molt and they mature out and they've got a tiny, tiny abdomen, and they just literally die within a week, 2 weeks. So what I've been doing is large prey items when they've molted, and this one molted 2 months ago, and you can see it's a good size abdomen. So it's got enough in reserves, but that roach, and it will eat every little bit of that roach, and it will swell that abdomen up, and then I won't need to feed it for a good long time now. But I may do again just to give it a good size abdomen further, and then I'll leave it off, because then I don't want to force it, because I reckon the next molt is going to mature. So I'm just going to leave it be, and it will just last and last and last. And I reckon next molt with female I could try pairing. I'm not too sure, but I've been trying to fatten her up, so we'll have a look at her in a second. But there we go. Right, so here's my female's enclosure. As you saw in the first clip as well, she hasn't moved anything around in there at all. She's not ripped nothing out, she's just webbed up everything. So let me just see if I can take this lid off. And if you're looking for her, she is right there. She's that little shadow you can see. She's around the back, so hopefully she'll come forward. But she's constantly doing new web. And her web is a lot stronger than the male's. Let's just put some water in her water dish. Now, with her water dish, I normally like it right up against here at the side. What she does is she pulls it back, and she keeps pulling it back, and she webs it around the corner, but she leaves it accessible so she can get it. But I normally like them down here, so when they're in and about webbing, I can just put my nozzle in and just squirt the water in down there so I don't disturb them. But she just seems to like pulling it back. Now what she's done is she sits up here sometimes, nice big out in the open. Oh yeah, she's hungry, so I've just touched her web. And she'll come down here. This is the back way into hers. But also, I found her up here. This is where she molts. So she goes really high up here and she molts up there. And she's done that twice now, or 3 times, I think. I think that's twice or 3 times she molts right at the top there, which is just amazing. And I allow her to do it. And then what she does is she knocks the molt off, she'll carry it. I saw her do it, and she just drops it. And she's put it down there. And then eventually I can remove it. But I think what we'll do, see if I can encourage her to the front for a feeding. She doesn't normally come right out to me for a feeding. She'll wait for it to rush back to her, but I'm going to see if I can. Give her a big roach. Oh God, yes, she's hungry. Oh, she's actually cocooned herself in on that side. She's going to have to break through. Come on, sweetie, here she comes. She is hungry. Whoa, she snatched that off me. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a good look at her, but she snatched that off me. That's why I thought I thought I knew that I'd do the male and show you a bit more of him. He's just more chilled. And he's relaxed. She is quite feisty, but I've been feeding her quite a lot. She's bigger than the male. She's got twice the size her abdomen is. I don't know. I'm not going to destroy her web because that is her chamber there. She absolutely loves it, but she is a good size. Ooh, let's have a look. There she is. So you can see what I'm saying. Bigger abdomen. You can see the size of the roach to her compared to the other one, and this was a larger roach. She is a good size, but a nice big fat booty on her there. She's nowhere near ready to breed, but she's getting there. But I'm just going to slow that male down now because I really want to pair him with her. But see if I can get her molt out. Thinking if I should give her another one. Let's just see what she does. God, see what I mean with the roaches? No, she's happy with one. And she's gone, look, through her chamber at the back. That's where she normally stays. But there we have it. So that's my GBBs. You can see they're doing really, really well. Sorry you couldn't get a look at the female there, but she's just, maybe next time I'll give you a look. She's just getting a bit more plumper, but that male, we got a real good look at him and he's absolutely gorgeous. So thanks very much for watching. Thumbs it up. Please don't forget to comment and I'll see you on the next video.